So I came across an article recently that caught my attention. It highlighted 3 Phoenix Valley zip codes that ranked amongst the top 52 up-and-coming neighborhoods in the entire United States. And what immediately stood out to me is that 2 of those zip codes are right here in the West Valley. Before we jump in, if you want me to break down what homes are currently available in any of these zip codes or anywhere else in the valley, just comment the zip code or send me a message with your budget and what you're looking for, and I can put together a list of homes that match your criteria. So now let's get into it. I've only lived in Arizona for about 3 years, and as a realtor who works primarily with relocation buyers and first-time home buyers, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people start their search looking at areas like Scottsdale, Chandler, Gilbert, or other parts of the East Valley. And as they start exploring different options around the valley, many buyers begin comparing what different areas offer in terms of lifestyle, space, and value. And that's often where Buckeye and Glendale start to become part of the conversation. So when I saw these 2 West Valley zip codes make a national list, I wanted to break down why they made it, what the data is showing us, and what it actually means if you're thinking about moving here. So let's start with Buckeye. The zip code 85396 ranked amongst the fastest growing communities in America. According to the report, housing units increased by 136% over the last decade, while population increased by 185%. That is not normal growth. That is a community being built in real time. And if you've driven through Buckeye recently, you can actually see it. New neighborhoods, new schools, new parks, new shopping centers, and constant development across the area. But beyond just growth, what really attracts people here is value. Buckeye still offers something that's getting harder to find in the valley. Newer homes, more space, and a price point that feels reachable for a lot of buyers. You also have communities like Verrado with a walkable Main Street feel, restaurants, community events, golf courses, hiking trails, and quick access to the White Tank Mountains. So it's not just affordability anymore. It's lifestyle, it's space, and long-term growth all in one. So now let's talk about what the market is actually telling us. The median home sales price in 85396 is about $439,565. Now, here's how to understand the market in simple terms. The supply index is currently 192.2. Think of supply as how many homes are available for buyers to choose from. The demand index is 103.7. Think of demand as how many buyers are actively looking to buy in the area. And the market index is 54.0. Now, here's the simple way to put it. When supply is higher than the demand, like we see here, it means we are leaning towards a buyer's market. And what that means is this: more homes to choose from, less pressure, more time to decide, and in some cases, more room to negotiate. So Buckeye right now is very much a place where buyers have options. So now let's move over to Glendale. The second zip code on the list is 85307, and this one tells a slightly different story than Buckeye. According to the report, housing inventory increased by 54% over the last decade, population increased by 76%, median household income increased by 28%, and education levels in the area increased. So what does that tell us? This is not just growth from new construction. This is economic growth. This means that people are moving in, they're building careers, they're staying longer, and they are investing in the area. And when you look at Glendale itself, it actually starts to make sense. You're close to the Luke Air Force Base with easy access to Loop 303 and the Interstate 10. You've got State Farm Stadium, Westgate Entertainment District, Desert Diamond Arena, restaurants, concerts, and sporting events all within minutes. So it's a very centralized lifestyle area in the West Valley. But now let's talk about what the market is telling us here. The median home sales price in 85307 is about $415,632. Now, here's where the story shifts compared to Buckeye a little bit. The supply index is 72.3. The demand index is 85.9. The market index is 118.8. So what is this telling us? There are fewer homes available compared to Buckeye and more buyers competing for these homes. So that puts Glendale more into what we will call a seller's market. That doesn't mean every home is getting multiple offers. What it does mean is that when a home is priced right and it shows really well, you can absolutely see competition from buyers. Sometimes you may see a couple of offers. Sometimes buyers need to act quickly when the right home hits the market. So compared to Buckeye, Glendale feels a bit tighter on inventory, but is still very much active and very desirable. Now, the third zip code on the list is 85142 in Queen Creek. I don't cover much of the East Valley as heavily as I do the West Valley, but I still want to share the numbers for context. The median home sales price there is about $630,000. The supply index is 171.6. The demand index is 94.3 and the market index is 54.9. So similar to Buckeye, this leans more towards a buyer-friendly market in terms of available inventory. But again, my focus today is really on the West Valley because that's where I spend most of my time helping my buyers. So now, if there is one big takeaway from this entire article, it's not just that these zip codes made a national list. It's why they made the list. People are looking for affordability, newer homes, lifestyle, and value that still feels attainable. And right now, Buckeye and Glendale are two of the clearest examples of that happening here in the West Valley. So again, if you want me to break down what homes are available in any of these zip codes or anywhere else in the valley, just comment the zip code below or send me a message with your budget and what you're looking for, and I can put together a list of homes that match your criteria. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and share this video so it can reach other people who are looking to move to Arizona. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything happening in and around the valley. See you in the next one.